Okay, NATO, you're playing with the big boys now, and you got little boy toys. Stay in your playground, shut up. If you want to send equipment into Ukraine to watch it get ground up and burned up and destroyed by Russia, do so. That's your choice. But when you want to threaten the existence of the world, no. NATO cannot defeat Russia. I don't know why Borrell spoke. You're going to destroy the Russian army. How do you propose to do that? How many armored divisions does the European Union have? And the answer is none. They're all allocated to a NATO Central Military Command, which has for the past 30 years done jack squat in terms of making NATO an army, a military capable of fighting large-scale ground warfare in Europe. The most capable NATO force today is the Ukrainian army that functions as a proxy of NATO. Maybe the U.S. Army is more capable than that, but there's not many U.S. soldiers in Europe. Not enough to defeat the Russian army, to destroy the Russian army. You're going to bring in your vaunted Air Force, NATO? Really? Have you ever flown up against an integrated air defense network kind that Russia has? You'll lose half your airplanes day one. You'll lose the other half the next day, and you'll run out of airplanes before the Russians run out of missiles. This is just kind of stupidity that panic people say. NATO is in a panic right now, and you saw that with Stoltenberg basically saying straight up, if Russia wins. Wait, Stoltenberg, what do you mean if Russia wins? I thought they were losing. Every headline I ever read said, Ukraine's winning, Ukraine. Why suddenly are you scared? Because maybe you woke up and somebody actually told you Ukraine's losing and we can't change that fortune. Russia's come to play. They're mobilizing 300,000 troops. They're activating a nation-killing aerial strike capability, and we got nothing to respond to it. It's disgraceful. I'm not worried about a nuclear conflict because I recognize that it won't be initiated by the West. And Russia's not going to start this. Russia's winning. There's no reason for Russia to use nukes. It's not doctrine. So the idea that NATO's going to wake up one moment and say, oh my God, the Russians attacked us, we have to respond. That scenario will never happen. The biggest threat is that NATO works itself into a frenzy, does something stupid. And we've already heard European representatives talking about maybe we should consider the preemptive use of nuclear weapons. It's not just Zelensky who's gone insane, it's Europe that's gone insane. And that kind of rhetoric will cause Russia to raise its nuclear alert status. And here's the danger. That first part where Russia says we will not use nukes unless we have nukes used against us. Part of the Russian doctrine is launch on detection, meaning they're not going to wait for the nuclear weapon to hit their soil. When they perceive that a nuclear launch has taken place, they're going to go ahead and launch. And so now when NATO raises the rhetoric, raises its actions, hold a nuclear exercise in a moment where people are talking about preemptive strike, there's the potential that Russia could misperceive what NATO is doing as a preemptive nuclear strike, and then Russia would respond. And then it's over.